LATD Nation, once again, as always, we are back with another movie review. Said we were going to get more consistent again with it, and we're here to deliver. Now, for this very, 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 very special review, we have Obsession, the new horror movie that seems to be taking over the conversation all over social media. And even more special, we got turnt back in the building.
I'm back.
Yes, back with a vengeance, huh? Oh yeah. No, we about to get into it. So starting off Obsession, I mean, I'm sure most of y'all probably have at least heard of this movie, if not seen it by now. It stars Michael Johnson and really Indy Navarrete. Yeah. Basically, what the plot of it is that Bear, he's in a friend group with her, Nikki, his childhood best friend, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That he's had a crush on for presumably years upon years. And he's basically trying to, I guess, seal the deal, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely.
He's trying to get with her. But of course, that's just kind of like how the movie starts. Yeah. And of course, he buys a because doesn't the movie basically open with him? He's at that gift shop or whatnot. He's trying to buy her like a token of affection or whatnot. But then he ends up buying this thing called One Wish Willow. Supposedly, you break the bone, you break the piece of wood, and it grants whatever wish that you wish for. And that's pretty much the premise of the movie. We don't really need to get too much further in because, of course, spoilers if you haven't seen it. But just going off just the beginning, just off the bat, what did y'all think of this movie?
It was a great movie.
Oh yeah, I want to hear your perspective for sure because it's been a while since you've been on the show.
It was a really good movie. I liked the plot, the setup, like everything was just great. Especially like the actors. I think the actors did a really good job playing their part.
What?
A very good job. Especially Indy, like she freaked me the hell out, man. Like,
hey, to say the least, right?
Yeah.
To say the absolute least. Yeah, Indy Navarrete as Nikki, star making performance in my opinion. I believe that she has a very bright future. She's only 25 from what I've seen, what I read. Mm-hmm. She has a very, very bright future ahead of her because basically she has to play sort of almost three characters in one.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like she has to be very calm and very chill, almost like not even very calm and chill, but pretty much like a giddy schoolgirl over this dude. And then an obsessive girlfriend, and then an over the top crazy obsessive girlfriend. Hence the name of the film. Overall, I thought this movie was hella good too. Y'all know I'm more or less a horror fan. Like I'm not the biggest.
I had major anticipation for this when I heard how well it's doing because I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score and I said a 95%, both with the critics and the audiences enjoying it too. Yeah. And on top of that, a horror movie? Yeah, that's a big bet. You know, I love horror now.
Yeah. Cause I think this will get an Oscar for sure. At least it should.
Yeah. It should be nominated. I don't know if it's going to be because horror tends to not be nominated at the Academy Awards for some reason. Yeah. But I will say this: Amy Madigan did win Best Supporting Actress for Weapons last year, so it's changing a little bit. Yeah, rightfully so. No, that's Aunt Gladys. Yeah. One of my go-to horror films of this decade, Weapons, of course. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out our review and make sure you watch it. But love that damn movie. It's getting a prequel, actually.
Oh, word? Yeah. Okay, I can't wait to see that then. But I'll say this is one of the few horror movies that, like, actually got me for good. Like, Weapons is a good movie, too. Yes, Weapons was scary in its own way. But it wasn't as scary as this one.
No, definitely not.
Mainly the horror movies that I like are movies like Weapons, Jordan Peele movies, like especially Us. Really all three of his films. And Him wasn't that good, but it was okay for what it was in my opinion. But the reason why I like those so much is because they didn't give me no dang nightmares when I watched them. This one kind of did in a way. Like after this movie was
looking over your shoulder.
Like exactly. I went to the gas station. It was dead. It was like 10 o'clock, almost 11. We had to go to the gas station. And I'm looking over my shoulder and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, But that's how effective this movie was for me. Indy Navarrete, she's easily the best actress in this movie.
Yeah. Undeniably so.
Like, cause like we mentioned, playing three different parts and everything.
Because not to interrupt you, but I would say she has to play Nikki as in herself, the real Nikki. Right. I mean, we can pretty much get into spoilers. We're about a week late, so it really don't matter. She has to play herself, the real Nikki when she first is introduced, and then she has to play like the very sort of cheerful, like you said, cheerleader kind of expressive one when she falls in love with him. Because the wish obviously is for her to love him more than anything, anything. So once the wish takes effect, she's very loving, attentive, but there's still that creepiness to begin with, and then there's the other side of her that just snaps on the dime, just full on, just insane, just like psychotic.
Yeah.
And she balances all so well. A great physical actress too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, because like her movements and everything, very unnatural. Especially like that one scene where he's asleep, and then he wakes up and she's not next to him.
Yeah.
And then she's in the corner like that, talking about how, I like watching him when you sleep. I ain't going to bed again after that. Yeah. I ain't going to sleep. But that's it. And then when she disappears and then she comes back and she got like the pot, and she just like walking like the way she was.
Yeah, like to your point, man. When I read the synopsis on this film, right before we saw it, I immediately said like, why did you do this? Why would you do this? Yeah. I knew this was about
monkey
to go.
Paw trait.
No, not even. And see,
Curse
the thing
monkey
is,
paw type shit.
Exactly, but see, the thing is, it wasn't even that like I would like this movie was like predictable or anything. I just knew this was gonna go left right from the beginning. After I saw that he wished for her to love her, I'm like, oh, love him, and I'm just like,
not just even that, but to love me more than anything.
Yeah, I just like you like, nah, bro, this is about to go left, and sure enough, bro, like Michael Johnston, who played Bear is he's a pretty complex character, like
yeah.
Because there's a lot of like tension on whether or not he's like a good guy or like a bad guy, and I can agree with people if they say he's a bad guy.
He's definitely the villain.
He's the villain of the movie ultimately, but he's not like evil, but he's definitely self-serving in certain regards, because there will be times where he has a chance to like let it go, to pretty much resolve this whole issue, but this would have happened to involve this is how I'll say it, letting her go. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't,
because kind of like, if you love something, set it free, right?
Right, exactly. And it's like he had not many times to do this, but he had opportunities to.
Okay.
And he just doesn't want to. He loves this girl so much. Because to the point where he doesn't want to. He wants her to still be with him.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't want all the craziness with it. And I'm just like, dude, you brought this on yourself, bro. Like, you could have just taken the L and just moved on.
Because it's funny, because I asked you in the theater, and you said that I would have just told her how I felt to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it would have been easier to do that, because he would have been able to, regardless, because the movie never confirms or denies whether she felt the same way about him. Yeah. But regardless of what the answer would have been, he could have just got closure one way or the other, and eventually just moved on with his life, and nobody would have had to die.
Yeah.
In order for him to kind of get his fantasy, and I think that
I'll say get hurt, but
to your point, I do think that he is a villain, and I do think that I tend to think he's maybe not 100% evil, but selfish to the point of where he commits arguably evil acts, I guess you would say. Because I think that one of the biggest examples of like how you could interpret him to be a bad person was in the fact that he knew something was wrong with her, and he knew something wasn't quite right. But yet he still went along with the relationship, and he still was willing to try to live this fantasy, even though he knew that she had no real autonomy. She had no ability to make her own decisions. He knew that she was under some sort of like spell. He knew it wasn't no, as the movie says, MDMA, Molly. It wasn't no damn Molly. He knew exactly what happened, because the snap is instant. As soon as he wishes for what he wishes for, it's a completely different person.
Right.
At that point, it's no longer. And then he also, in my opinion, knew from the start, because even when she asked to spend the night at his place, when they're in the bed, and then she kind of briefly kind of like yells and screams and freaks out. That's still the real Nikki, in my opinion. That's
that's what
was him, or that was still her trying to kind of fight the spell. And for him to know that was the case and still engage in some of the stuff that he did,
that was just dumb.
Yeah,
not even just dumb. It was
pretty
morally questionable, to say the least. He's definitely selfish.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was watching the movie. I'm like, this is a selfish nigga right here.
Because the thing is, like, going a little spoiler for the film, it gets to the point where she duct tapes the whole door.
Yeah.
The whole front door of the house. Yeah. When he's about to go to work, and she just stands in the same position basically the whole day. And then she don't want to let him go nowhere. She just wants to be by his side all the time. And it's like I said, initially at first, I didn't think he knew, but I'm like,
oh, he definitely.
But it's
knew
like,
for a while.
Yeah.
Like
once it got to those points and everything,
like he was being like delusional with it too.
Exactly.
100%.
Because his friend was trying to tell him like, yo, she's kind of psychotic. You might not want to do this.
Yeah.
He's still doing it. I'm like, man.
But getting to that, I think he had ulterior motives. I think he did.
Go ahead.
I think Ian had ulterior motives because as the movie is revealed, because when Sarah and Bear are in the car having that conversation, because one plot line in the movie is that they work at that music store together, and Sarah's dad is the owner, and she's trying to get into all these different like schools, and she keeps getting rejected. And there's one last letter of either acceptance or denial that she's been given, and she asked to open the letter with him. And in the car, she reveals that Ian, his supposed best friend that he knew had feelings for Nikki, they've been hooking up on and off for the last 2 years. But yet Ian was one of the people that was most pushing him to try to express his feelings towards her. More than likely, Ian and matter of fact, not even more than likely, Ian and Nikki at some point had to have had conversations, because you know how this stuff goes. Yeah. They definitely had conversations about Bear, and because it's implied that everybody knows that he has feelings. I'm certain Nikki knew that he had feelings for her. I'm certain of that. So at some point, Ian and Nikki definitely had conversations pertaining to Bear. So he had insider information that we don't quite know, that's never completely revealed in its entirely, but he knew some stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to sabotage him on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, I agree with that. I see why you say that. Ultimately,
that's how this shit go.
Yeah,
just even in real life, that's how they go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this movie is really a lot more relatable than I thought it would be.
Oh, for sure.
Sure, I can't even say more than I thought it would. No, it was. I've been a bear every now and again.
We all have.
Yeah.
But we would never take it to this. Yeah,
we never go that far now.
Hell no.
Like no.
If the girl likes us, she likes us. If she don't, oh well. Yeah.
And for him to be our age and still dealing with this, it's just like kind of like, bro. Let this go. Yeah. We mentioned before we reviewed this that Sarah, played by Megan Lawless. First of all, I'm looking at the Google right now, India Navarrette's picture and Megan Lawless's picture. Megan Lawless, and no disrespect to India Navarrette or anything like that, but even with these two pictures, Megan Lawless doesn't have as much makeup on as India Navarrette, and Megan Lawless is slightly more attractive.
Yeah.
And the thing is, she's even more attractive in the film. Mm-hmm. They even have better chemistry together than Bear and Nikki ever did.
Because Bear and Nikki is just kind of like, because there's like an awkward tension because of the fact that he likes her. Which, like I said, here's my thing. I think she knew. That's why she said that. That's why she said that at the beginning. She was giving him a chance. Because my opinion is that when it comes to women, they have some kind of sixth sense that we don't have. Right. So you think you're getting one over. Women always know.
Oh yeah.
I feel like women they just know. Mm-hmm. You have a mom, I have a they just always know. Yeah. You have a sister, I have a sister, you have a sister. Like what do? They always know. Exactly. They always know. So they ain't no way that she didn't know. She was giving him the opportunity to express how he felt. So that way they could either move on from it. Do you think she would have gave him a chance if he had expressed how he felt?
I think so. Maybe a slight chance. It might probably wouldn't have went that far, but I think she would have at least would have given him a chance.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But it's on him because he needed to have the courage to say, "Look here, I like you." Mm-hmm. That's all he really had to say.
He probably just had to have the courage. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like in that regard, I somewhat felt bad for him because, like I said, we all in that regard, in that immediately,
at first.
But after he makes that wish, that feeling bad for him kind of goes a little out the window. Yeah. Because it's just like, dog, you really did bring this on yourself. And the simple fact that she's under all of this and they have like a little montage about them being together, it's just, still feels wrong for that to happen.
Is wrong.
Well, okay, yeah. No, not just you right. It's completely wrong for that to happen because it's like...
Because he knew it wasn't real. Yeah. He knew she didn't really...
You're right.
Well, it's not even that about the fact that whether she didn't feel that way about him or not. It's the fact that she had her autonomy stripped from her. It's the principle of she had no control over what was going on in the situation, and he knew that, and he was okay with that.
And he's still trying to convince himself and everybody else that she was under some kind of...
And not a single person is buying the bullshit. Nah. Everybody's trying to tell him something ain't right. Yeah. To the point to where it's like, you could argue that there is manipulation from both the other friends, in my opinion.
You could.
Because, like I said, I believe Ian... I feel like he an asshole. I feel like he was orchestrating certain stuff from the beginning. Because the fact that he didn't tell her, well, because mind you, he was talking all that, she's probably just trying to manipulate you. She's probably trying to do this, that, and the third. But at no point does he make it clear that, by the way, me and her have already been kind of...
Yeah.
And he kept that under wraps for a reason. Because I feel like he either felt a way about her too, or... he just wanted to keep that easy access open just in case.
Yeah.
Because remember when he even says that, they basically, Sarah and Nikki had a conversation before all this started where she was like, I see him as a little brother. The funny thing is like I told y'all, we don't really know if that's actually was the case. Because realistically, we only see things unfold from Bear's perspective, from his point of view. We don't see any of the other characters outside of when Bear is around. So who knows what kind of conversations that Sarah and Ian were having? Who knows what kind of conversations Sarah was having with Nikki? Who knows?
That part.
Who knows? My personal opinion is Ian was manipulating him. I believe Sarah was manipulating him to a degree too.
Yeah, but I think because she actually liked him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. She actually, because when they're in the car and they're talking, right? She kind of is like, I wasn't going to tell you this, but so-and-so happened between these two. In my opinion, I feel like you kind of need somebody more chill anyways. So kind of trying to steer him in the direction of her.
Man, and then the chemistry was building. I was like, okay, Bear, I see you, brother.
When I saw that running in the background, I said, oh, no.
Oh, no, there was running in the back. See, okay, so there was running in the background?
Yeah, you see her run up to the car.
Oh,
Yeah,
because everything, like I was saying, everything going like, all right, Bear, I see you. Okay, yes, sir. This, that, and the third. Next, bam, bam, bam. I'm like,
and it just keeps going
for like a minute too. And that's another thing I did like about the direction of this movie. Yeah, the director Curry Barker. Shout out to him, by the way. He as young as us. Yeah. So, and making a masterful film like this, bro. Shout out. All I know is he will linger on certain scenes, especially of Nikki, to make sure, like, to really build the tension and show y'all, like, hey, something ain't right.
Yeah. But he's also good with undercutting it with a joke, too. He knows how to fake the audience out with a little, like, joke and a little bit of sense of humor. Like,
when the pot over her face?
Yeah. Or even when he was at the store and he was working with Sarah and he started throwing up because of the food or whatnot. And before he had said inside joke, and as he's throwing up, they're like, "You good?" Inside joke.
Yeah,
he does a good job of like kind of making the suspense palpable, but then undercutting it with a joke to a degree.
But it
kind of like throws you off.
Right.
Like you don't know when it's actually gonna be scary for real.
Yeah, and like Marvel didn't do, but
yeah.
But like all I know is especially when the funniest scene to me was when Ian has the wishing willow or something like that.
The one wish willow.
Yeah, the one. Thank you. The one wish willow, and he doesn't believe what Bear is telling him, and he just asked for $1 billion.
I wish for $1 billion. No, like you fucking idiot.
It is just
like he just is on his knees in disbelief. Like, what did this nigga just do?
It just deadpan staring at him like,
nah, for real.
And then all the money falling down. He's like,
money
oh my
just
God.
keeps falling. But then later on, when he pulls up, and this is the end of the movie, when he pulls up to the house, he's knocking at the door. Bear, I got $1 billion. Come in before he even know what happened. Gone.
Yeah, I'm just
gone.
Like, oh my gosh. But back to that car scene, like I said, I was feeling a little bit good for Bear, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was like,
and the thing is, I read the little plot on Wikipedia, and I'm expecting it to be like a simple, of course, violent, but I'm expecting it to be like a simple one headbang knockout type thing. Mm-hmm. No, but
that thing just kept going on and on. And
I'm we all sitting in the movie theater in disbelief. I'm like,
whoa.
I'm literally on my.
Did that kind of like shock you a little bit? Like you gotta jump out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Overly. Yeah. Like I was like frozen. Like I couldn't even process what happened. Like,
I'm in my seat. Oh, I'm like, nope. Let's play some Transformers on my phone or some shit. Like I'm just like, nah, bro, because this movie here, and but that just goes to show you that how effective this movie is. Because it does everything it's supposed to do, but it does a whole lot more than you expected.
Yeah, it subverts expectations very well.
And exactly, in a very, very good way. Like you expect this just to be a simple. She's obsessed with him type movie, like Obsessed, ironically, from the Beyonce movie. Yeah. That's kind of what I somewhat expected it to be. Maybe a little bit scarier because it's a horror
supernatural
movie.
Twist to it.
Yeah,
sure.
But I didn't expect it to go this far. And honestly, it works extremely well. Mm-hmm. It's over the top, but it's not too over the top.
Yeah, it knows how to reel itself back in.
Exactly. It's subtle in a lot of ways, but it's extremist in a lot of ways. And it's I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm not watching this movie ever again. Not because it's not a good movie. It's a great movie. It's phenomenal. It's probably, matter of fact, can I just get into the ratings right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this movie was damn near a flawless victory.
Yeah.
Like for me, it is. It's high heat for me. High heat. There's no reason why I won't give it a flawless victory other than the fact that it was just scary. But yeah, you know what? Fuck, it's a flawless victory.
Yes, sir.
It's a great 10 out of
say that.
A good little 10 out of 10, man. I enjoyed this movie, but I'm never watching it again just for my sanity, bro.
Yeah. That's how you know it did its job. Yeah, that's exactly how you know it did its job. Because, like I said, I think that one of the biggest things I like about this movie is that you could argue there isn't a truly morally virtuous person in this. The biggest victim in this movie for me is definitely Nikki.
Oh yeah. Easily.
Because she didn't deserve anything. No, Nikki, I definitely would say so.
I'd say Sarah was the best.
Yeah.
I'd say Sarah. Sarah and
I think they're both. They're about equal.
Okay. I give you that. I don't know, man. That's a good debate.
I would say definitely that might be a discussion for another video.
But I think the reason why I say Sarah's the biggest victim is because at least Ian got $1 billion. Yeah, he never got to spend it. But at least he got. At least Ian.
He ain't get to do nothing with that money.
But he got the money. He got the money. I mean, and Nikki, but is all I see why. But I see why you say that because this never would have happened. If Bear just would have grown some backbone and just would have said what he felt.
Mm-hmm. And then also it's the principle that he kept going. It's the principle of because the funny thing is in the movie they kind of express this whole sentiment of Nikki might be trying to take advantage of you. Whole time he was the one that was doing that. And the biggest example, what seals it for me, it's a couple of things. It's when she's having them issues in the restaurant, right? When she's like going crazy in the restaurant, and then it cuts to the next scene where they're, in bed.
Yeah, I would have cut it off then and there.
Yeah, but then
you cut it off?
Like I would like, nah, this ain't working. We gotta go our separate ways.
But that that wouldn't have worked, right?
You would have tried.
But it wouldn't have worked. You probably would have been the biggest victim if you would have tried to get away from it, boy. No. But first of all, I know you wouldn't even put yourself in that situation to begin with. So it's like,
no. But see, it was that, And it was also when I would say when he was on the phone. When he was on the phone with the one with like the customer service folk. And his first instinct isn't to say, can I reverse this? It's, can I partially alter this to where she still loves me, but she's, all the bad stuff that's come with this is kind of gone.
Yeah.
And then
he don't want the crazy.
Yeah. And then further, so basically he doesn't want to be held accountable for what he's done. And then on top of that, when he puts her on the line, he's like, do you want to speak with her? And she's like yelling like in agony and pain. He is aware of the pain that he's inflicting on her.
So that was actually Nikki.
That was the real Nikki,
on
yeah.
the phone. Okay.
Yeah, the one that was the real Nikki.
Because like I said, I started checking out after the car scene. I'm just put it like that.
This is before the car scene.
Go ahead.
And then what really also really dealt him, what really sealed the deal more than anything, when he's sneaking out to go meet Sarah in the park, right? Mm-hmm. And then the real Nikki starts talking to him, and she asks for him to end her life because of the pain that he knows she's in, because he's already been on the phone and he's already heard the suffering that she's going through. Mm-hmm. And rather than do that, his first instinct is to say, what's so wrong with being with me? And she says, I was never really with you. As in, this has never been me this entire time. The whole time. So he was going to allow her to be stripped of her autonomy and basically be a slave to him. Yeah. Because he's so weak that he can't just accept the fact that maybe she just never really liked you like that.
And all jokes aside about who the biggest victim is in all of this, it's easy. I give you that. It's easily Nikki. Yeah. Like, because... One sentiment could be at least she, because at the end of the day, she's the only one still there. Yeah. Exactly. And in her, and back in her right mind, and seeing all of the carnage, all of the pain and stuff that she's caused. Exactly. And that's another thing too.
And she was conscious. She's implied to have been conscious through it, but she didn't have no control of her body.
Like a sunken place. Shout out Double Toasted, like a sunken place thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, she's seen all of this. She's going through all of this, all the pain, all the anguish, all the suffering that she's done because of him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I agree with you that she's easily the biggest. Yeah. Like, it's not funny, but it's like she's easily the biggest victim in all of this. I still say Sarah a little bit.
Shout out Sarah, man. Yeah. Then she got accepted into the school too, man. That's what made it even worse. Yeah. I think that was when. That might have been the only point where he's like, oh yeah, this has definitely gone too far. But I actually read a comment that I think is interesting. You remember when she snaps out of it at the very last second, right before she's about to pull the trigger on herself? Mm-hmm. And then she his body is kind of resting on her legs or whatnot, on her lap. And she just kind of moves it over. I think that's an indication how she probably felt about him by that point, because again, she's been conscious this entire time essentially, because she says that in the bed when the entity, the other her, is asleep, she's asleep. So I'm awake, as in me, as in myself. I don't have no control over my body, but I'm awake for all of this. So by this point, she probably at best doesn't like him, at worst despises him, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And he's so much of a coward that he was going to go out. He was going to take the easy way out, but then he tries to throw up at the last second. But I actually read in the synopsis that the only reason that he doesn't go through with that is because her still controlled under the entity or whatever the thing was, uses the wish, snaps the willow, for her to have him fall in love with her the same way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was gonna commit suicide.
Yeah, it was too late at that point.
Trying to get out of this, and I'm like, yeah, you a dummy.
He a coward.
This is. Man, I've been hearing all this. This movie's a lot sadder than people will want to think that might think it is.
Oh, for sure.
It teaches you a good lesson about one, having courage. Mm-hmm. Even in the face of rejection, have courage. Know how to take an L. Yeah. Know to understand that.
Like Martin said in the Double Toasted, just lick your wounds and go home.
Exactly. Yeah. Take your L, process it, understand it, and just do better next time with another girl.
And then he would have did better because he would have had Sarah anyway.
Yeah.
Even if he'd been rejected, he could have still got it. Because even from the beginning of the movie, you could tell Sarah liked him.
Yeah.
You could tell.
And Nikki
before
was
she even implies it. You could tell Sarah liked him.
Yeah, and Nikki was kind of a jerk anyway. She was off-putting. She was like nonchalant about the whole thing, knowing full well how this man felt about her, and went all that way with Ian. So it's like. She's somewhat of a jerk in and of herself. Like she's not exactly innocent.
She was probably just your average, just kind of like attitude, but not a bad person.
Not a bad person. She's a regular girl like any other girl is, you know. So it's just like it. But this really teaches a lesson, really to us men of all things.
Yeah,
like, just take your L, learn from it, grow from it, and just do better next time because. Who knows? What you might have in the future is better than what you're trying to pursue.
That's what I'm saying. And the funny thing is that was right next to him the whole entire time. But like a damn man, he's damn so caught up in what he got going on that he's just blind to everything else around him. How many of us have been kind of like that before? Boy, what? Let's be real. Let's be real.
We all like
we get tunnel vision a lot of the time as men.
Hell yeah. Like and like the common Rodney saying, we all have red in our ledger.
That's a whole different conversation.
But it's still true.
Yeah. It be like that. It happens, you know.
Either red physically, emotionally, spiritually, we all had some type of red in our ledger at some point in our lives.
We just got to move on from it. And that's really all it was. Because I feel like he would have been better off in the long run anyways, especially if she would have I feel like she would have been honest with him and told him the truth one way or the other. I don't think she would have let him on.
Right.
And I've seen people say that, she let him on because if she had feelings or if he had feelings for her, she should have just did whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, that's how he feels, not her. So it's not really her responsibility to do anything with them. But the thing is that she asked him to kind of try to let him out one way or the other. She was trying to give him an out one way or the other. So
ultimately, this is really all Bear's
fault. This is all his fault.
Yeah.
This is all his fault.
It is all his fault.
He deserved what happened to him.
In the beginning, I was like, man, just tell how you feel, man. Like, it's the opportunity is right there.
Yeah, the opportunity was right there.
This is the opportunity a lot of men don't even have.
Yeah, when a girl just flat out just cut straight to the what would you like to say? Just cut and dry or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember when I was in that same situation. I thought the girl was about to get away from me, but it's like that's when I'm like, you know what? Let's go. So I hit myself in the face. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I actually do like you. I want to be this, that, and the third. Yeah. I ain't going too much further with that, but you just ultimately say that you like the girl and just be done.
Especially when she gives you an open opportunity like that. Yeah. A lot of men get nervous when it comes to actually doing that because it can be scary, but better to just let it be what it is. Turnt, what's your verdict on this movie? What would you give it?
A 10 out of 10 for sure.
There you go. I like this. Yeah.
Extremely flawless victory.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. But probably my favorite movie of the year so far. It's up there.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there. But of course, we got our top 10 rankings coming at the end of this year.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. But I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say on Obsession. Yeah. Probably going to see it again, to be real with you.
Yeah, have fun.
Would you see it again?
Maybe.
There you go. Yeah, I'm pretty much good. I said what I needed to say.
Yeah, same here. Well, that being said, you?
Yeah, I said I need to say this was a great movie. The actors did a great job.
Yes, sir.
Especially Nikki. That her performance was great.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But I think this deserved to at least be nominated.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
But with that being said, man, I've been Jay.
This has been Rodney.
This has been Turnt.
And we are LATD. We got more videos coming soon. Vlog coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
More reviews coming soon. God bless y'all. Look at the details. Peace.